What up, what up, what up? Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. We are back live. Raze. The Diddy trial is live and full in effect, guys. Man, so much stuff happened already. This morning at the Diddy trial on this rainy day out here inside New York City. It's been raining cats and dogs, so I'm trying to keep my equipment from getting wet. But hit the like button, guys. You guys come in. Hit that like button as you guys come in because I have some big news. Now, last week I did a live stream telling you guys that Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, has won over the jurors. Some of you guys were in denial. But I have been getting reports from people that have been sitting inside the courtroom, laying eyes on those jurors and seeing how they have been reacting to the cross-examination testimony. They have been fine and they have been just loving, especially Brian Steele, who is Diddy's defense attorney, as he cross-examines the alleged victim. This was last week, and I said it doesn't matter what goes on as far as the feds trying to prove RICO. It doesn't matter about my feelings. It doesn't matter about your feelings. It doesn't matter about the guidelines that is given from the court to the jurors. It only matters how each of those individual 12 jurors feel about this case, about the law. And today, one of those jurors, a black man, the feds has asked to be removed from this trial. Hit that like button, guys. You guys come in. Now, Diddy's team, they objected to the juror being removed. Come on, guys. I told you guys, Diddy, all he needs is 1 or 2 jurors to side in his favor. Obviously, the feds were not liking the mannerisms of juror number 6, the black man. Obviously, when they were given their instructions, the guidelines on how to interpret the RICO, I guess he was not really following instructions. I don't know what he was saying behind closed doors. I don't know. But obviously, the prosecutors do not like juror number 6. Diddy's team do. And remember, last week, the judge got on Diddy for nodding his head while the defense team was cross-examining one of the alleged victims. He was nodding his head toward the jurors. The judge did not like that. Said, you're not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to influence the jury. If you do it again, I'm going to ban you from the courtroom. Hit that like button though, guys. And actually today, Diddy was, because right now, the lady Jane Doe, she's on the stand today. They're at break right now. But Diddy was nodding his head as his defense attorneys were cross-examining Jane. Now, Brian Steele is not the one doing the cross. It's the female, what's her name? Tine Georgios. I'm going to get to some of the testimony. But he was nodding his head. But he did not turn toward the jury. And they're not sure if the judge actually seen Diddy nodded his head as the cross-examination was coming across. But damn it, when I told you, and I told you guys, this is why I go down to the court. This is why I get information from people that actually be inside the courtroom that is witnessing the jurors. Keep your eyes on the jurors, guys. The feds, the prosecution, they are worried about that juror number 6. So the reports from last week, when I was telling you guys that Diddy has won over the jury, that proves it right there. Now, not all the jury, of course. Not all 12 jurors. But all he needs is 1 or 2. And the prosecutors are highly, highly worried about juror number 6, that black man. Now, like I said, Diddy's defense team said, no, leave him there. We object to that. Now the judge hasn't moved the juror out yet, not yet, but I don't know what's going to be the judge's decision. Now, earlier on, remember, there was a big thing about the mistrial. The judge has, turned down that mistrial request, because, like I said, for before, Diddy's team was like, look, your lead witness, well, one of your lead witnesses, Brianna, was lying about being dangled over the 17th floor balcony. We caught her up in lies. He had the dates wrong. And the judge was just like, isn't that just part of a back and forth between you guys? Y'all got your Perry Mason moment, and let me tell you exactly what he said. Hit the like button, though, guys. You guys come in. Hit the like button. Shout out to you. Drop a knot is in the building. Walking and talking with Mr. Green is in the building. If he was guilty, they should be able to prove it with juror number 6 because he's not convicting. So when prosecution wants something done, it gets done, but not Diddy's team. Salute to you, Stink Wrinkle. Salute Jerry Leonardo. Shout out to you guys. Y'all guys can hear me, right? Let me all right, Mr. Steele. All right, they were talking about Mr. Steele, who also moved for mistrial. Judge says, well, he said he was going to move. We object to no. All right, this is about the juror right here. We object to juror 6 being stricken. It's under seal, but all right. Then the judge says everyone will be heard. So it's under seal. So the juror number 6, the feds, the prosecutors want juror number 6 stricken. They want him gone. They want juror number 6 gone for whatever reason. He's not following the guidelines of the court. They don't like his mannerisms. And normally when they do this, like because Diddy's team can ask for a juror to be removed and a prosecutor, right? Normally when they do that, they want that juror removed because that juror is not going to be favorable to their outcome in a verdict. So obviously the black man, juror number 6, the prosecutors is not liking what they're seeing from him. They think he's going to be, he's going to throw a monkey wrench into their, into the verdict, right? The feds swear they have a ironclad case of federal racketeering against Diddy, but they think juror number 6, that black man, is going to come in between them and victory. Let me see. Ask another question like that, George, and I'm gonna block you. So it makes no sense for you to come in here and ask ridiculous questions like that, and just get yourself blocked. So George. Now, let me see. Like I said, so that. Right now, they have been, cross-examining Jane. They cross-examining Jane, who has been getting $10,000 a month rent paid. Ever since Diddy has been locked up, still been getting $10,000 a month. So they going back. I'm gonna read to you some of that testimony. But right now, it's about the jurors and the juror number 6. I'm telling you guys, listen. It does not matter what you think. It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what those jurors think. And the only way we can actually tell who's winning this case, give our opinions, is by looking at the reactions of the jurors. They are the only 12 people, not the people in my chat, not the people in Tisa Tell's chat, not even the judge himself. It's those 12 jurors. Those are the ones that's going to decide Diddy guilty or not. And when I see that the feds, the prosecution wants one of those jurors removed, that means they're scared. They're scared no matter what type of witnesses they put up there, what type of victims they put up there. That juror number 6 might come back with a not guilty. Hit that and just hang the jury. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to see. Follow the jury. Y'all come up here and say Raze, but the guidelines, sex trafficking means this, across state lines. I told you guys, these people are human, right? I told you these people are human that's on the jury. Maybe juror number 6 probably like, this is a BS case. Maybe he doesn't believe that that should be sex trafficking, adults going across state lines to engage in prostitution. Maybe he'd be like, y'all shouldn't have charged them with that. These are grown adults. He was telling me, well, the jury has to follow the guidelines. It has to. It would be nice if they did, but you know how it goes. Every man has his own thoughts about this stuff. And like I said, the prosecution is not comfortable with that black man, juror number 6, remaining as a juror for the remainder of this trial, which is only going to last probably like another 3 weeks. Straight Drop, shout out to you, Straight Drop. Ajima's World, salute to you. Yeah, George. Well, George, you just got banned. Like you, you waste time, coming up here talk about stupidity. You get banned. Let's see what's going on. All right. Yeah, Sean Combs has been nodding along to several parts of Jane's cross-examination as his ex-girlfriend recounts some of the more tender parts of their relationship. She enjoyed giving him foot rubs. She said she told defense attorney Tini Garagos that she and Combs would miss each other during their breakup. So that's, what up? Shout out to you, Straight Drop. How you doing, Straight Drop? Now, guys, do y'all guys think this Jane Doe was a victim? Now, I did a live stream the other day saying she's not a victim, and I still believe that. I believe maybe there was a little coercion, which people say coercion, but for her to continue to testify that she was in love with that man for 3 years and still is saying she is in love with the man. Is it really? I know Diddy's life was freaky. I know his sex life was freakish. Very, very weird. But is it the feds' business for them to be coming in between Jane and Diddy? And pretty much, do you believe Jane really believes she was a victim? Or do you believe the feds told Jane she's a victim by threats and this and that, and Jane has to testify? And now, because it came out yesterday that Diddy actually is paying for Jane's lawyers right now. Once Diddy got hit with this, he lawyered up Jane. He is paying for her, lawyers as we speak right now. Now, of course, we've seen the text messages with Jane. He was telling Diddy, look, I want to just be with you. I'm kind of tired of the freak walls with other people and this and that. But like today, she's been testifying that, yeah, when we broke up, we was missing each other, meaning I was missing Diddy. Were you missing Diddy for his love, or was you missing Diddy for his money? She's testifying this under oath. So for people that keep saying, I keep saying it, that he held the $10,000 payments over her head as coercion. Well, why does she keep saying, why are y'all just dismissing the part where she's saying that she was in love with the man? So meaning, you know what love is, right? That love means you're going to keep going back to him, even without the money. If you keep saying, she keeps messing up because she keeps saying she was in love with him, that means you're going to keep going back, probably even if he's not paying the $10,000. Now, I don't know, women all the time, and she was an Instagram model or whatever. I think she's doing like OnlyFans probably now. But if she keeps saying she's in love and I'm still in love, the coercion with the $10,000 is not really much, because that means she was still wanting to be around him anyway because she's in love. I just trying to put common sense inside this whole thing. I don't know how y'all guys are feeling. That's why y'all guys are here. Shout out to Dreamers World is in the building. Razer, since you're standing outside the courthouse, you should get yourself a free Diddy t-shirt and get paid for wearing. Nope, I am not getting paid $20 to wear a free Diddy shirt. The Dreamers World. A shout out to you. Shout out to you. Like I said, guys, we all know Diddy is a freakazoid, a freaka thing, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Juror number 6 is not buying what the prosecution is selling, and they want him gone. They don't think that he is going to be favorable. He's going to give a favorable outcome, and I'm just reporting what I'm seeing. You know, now I know some people are going to get mad about that, but you know, follow the jurors. Follow the jurors. Those are the most important people out here. They're probably not buying what Jane Doe is selling. Matter of fact, it probably is. They're probably looking at it like me. They're like, well, juror number 6 is probably like, well, she's in love with the guy. Where's the coercion? Where is the coercion? She's in love with the guy, and she keeps testifying under oath. It's not like she's coming to the court telling the prosecutors where, you know, I didn't love him. I just kept going back because of the $10,000 I really needed. She was saying that she needed the money, the $10,000 for a house. She did keep saying that, but she kept following up. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I mean, So did you keep going back for the 10 grand, or because it is threats to take the 10 grand away from you, or did you keep going back because you're in love? I mean, you're giving mixed. I don't see what y'all guys are seeing, to be honest with you, with this. She was 35 years old, grown lady, no underage. It's like, where are we going with this? Still to this day, I don't understand. But let's see. Hit that like button, guys. Hey, Raze, thanks for the Diddy trial updates. The people appreciate it. Shout out to you, Straight Drop. I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate you for popping up in here and just listening and hitting the like button. You know what I'm saying? Dwight J is in the building. Salute to you, Dwight J. Salute to you, Dwight J. Now, I believe Diddy is guilty of stuff. You know, I do. But the thing is, was he overcharged? And I'm still kind of on the fence. You know, was he overcharged? No life. Now, guys, Jane today testified that Diddy was trying to help her with her clothing line. He was trying to get her to, you know, do the business, and you know, and he gave her $20,000 to invest in her dress line. Guys, Diddy was really into this lady too. This is a toxic relationship, a weird relationship. But as she's been testifying today on cross-examination by Diddy's team, she said, yeah, she knew he had an addiction problem when she first met him. You know, I mean, so you knew you was getting involved with a drug addict. Now you can't complain when you start doing the drugs, and now you're saying that he's the one kept trying to get you to do ecstasy. Well, you know you're dating a drug addict. Where, like I keep saying, where is personal responsibility now, and personal accountability? Now, I would say this about Diddy. Diddy is an idiot too, because Diddy knows that some of these women are like that. Some of these women will drain your bank account. And obviously, this Jane is that type of woman, right? He set himself up. And that's why he's in the situation he's in now, because like we tell the Passport Bro guys, be careful who y'all deal with when you go abroad. Don't set yourself up for failure when dealing with those broads. Diddy is the same way. He has no one to blame but himself, because he, or the freak offs, or the multiple women, obviously Jane wanted to be with him solely. She was telling him that. But as this is going along, this cross-examination by Diddy's lawyers, Diddy's lawyer asked her, look, he told you in the beginning that he wanted to be with multiple women. She says yes. That's your, so you keep crying about him bringing in other people with those hotel nights. He already told you he liked multiple women, and I guess the guys. He liked to see you having sex with those guys, and as she's testified, she was down with that to make him happy in the beginning. And then she stopped really being happy about it. She told him, but he kept trying to suggest that she do it. And guess what? She kept doing it because why? She loved him. Now, Diddy is a freak off. He's a weird guy. You could say he's a bad guy. But I'm not seeing where she is a victim in the classic sense of victim. She's not a victim like, let's say, Cassie. I know a lot of people say Cassie's a victim. Some people say Cassie not a victim, but I consider more Cassie a victim more because there was more violence in that. Now, Jane did testify about a violent act Diddy did to her one time, but she testified yet again yesterday that she started it. She hit him first because she was jealous about some girl he had in a phone, some girl that he hung out with somewhere on some island or something, and she brung it up, and she was just jealous, and she testified to that in front of the prosecutors that I think she banged his head on a thing, and then he just flipped out on her, and that was the violent act. I mean, so, which is bad. More abuse. Diddy has a temper. More abuse. But her jealousy leads me to believe that she really loved the guy. She loved Diddy. She's been cursing him out, having jealous rage fits. I mean, I don't know. Now, the thing is, I think what's going on, society, we don't really understand Diddy because his sexual life is very weird and just freakish. And it's like, that stuff should be illegal, right? You would think that stuff, I mean, not really should, but I mean, it's foreign to us. We don't understand it. And it's like, yeah, this guy is a kook. This guy is a weirdo. This guy wants his girl to do this freakish stuff. But if you're volunteering to do it, if you keep going back and doing it, that's on you. Let me see. Diddy about to walk says Daily Reset Media. Shout out to you, Daily Reset Media. Shout out to you. Get a free Diddy shirt and try and have Cassie sign it. Keith W is in the building. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name. Diddy going to tossing salad and getting that link smash. Oh man. What up? So like I said, shout out to you, Jeremy Leonardo. Hit that like button, though, guys. You know, and this testimony has been very, very weird. All this freak off stuff is just like, I'm glad that right now Diddy's defense team is cross-examining Jane, because that was just getting out of just like too much sexual freakazoid talk that she participated in for 3 straight years, got paid. Diddy asked her how much. I think Diddy paid about $150,000 over 3 years, guys. She has been paid $150,000 over 3 years, and that's what she's testified to today. Now, I'm just getting y'all guys' opinion. Is this person a victim? Was she coerced? Pastor Bros are still winning 2025, says John Smith. Says shout out to you, Jeremy Leonardo. All right, Diddy's lawyer says, how old were you when you started your relationship with Sean Diddy Combs? She says I was 35. A 35-year-old woman, guys. This is Diddy's lawyer cross-examining her today. It's not Brian Steele, but this is one of his female lawyers that is cross-examining her. She was 35 years old, guys. This is not even a Cassie situation when she's like 18 or 19 years old. This is a grown woman, guys. And she testified today that she was also getting $4,700 of child support. Now, we're not going to say the person's name who she's getting the child support from. They are trying to keep this lady's identity secret by judge's order, but y'all guys kind of could, figure it out. So she's getting a 10 grand from Diddy. She's getting a 4.7 thousand, well, 4.7 by her baby daddy for child support. She's engaging in these free calls, which she said she did it to make Diddy happy. That's a you problem. Diddy told you. Diddy told you before y'all started dating that he wants other women. You're not going to be his only woman. Now, you could say that he was leading her on and this and that, but he kept telling her, look, I'm single. They break up. She tells the court today that she was missing him. They were missing each other. Yeah, he would call her back and say, hey, you want to come? She said, okay. Just say no. If it's that much of a problem, she's still getting paid $10,000 to this day. Now, I would say this. She testified yesterday that when she got word that Cassie was doing a lawsuit against Diddy, and she read the lawsuit and she seen the video and this and that, she was horrified and she was mad at Diddy. And then she started putting it in her head that, hey, I was treated the same way. I was treated the same way. I thought Cassie's life is like my life. Now, think of the money. Think of the money, guys. Now, Diddy got scared. Diddy hit her. Diddy was talking to her like, hey, I need your support. You do know that these things were consensual, right? Like me and you and the freak girls were consensual. You say yes, consensual and this and that. I think Diddy was trying to get her on record to say that type of stuff. They had recorded phone calls and stuff. And now Diddy was acting all paranoid. So I think what Diddy was doing at that moment is trying to be like, hey, you know, it worked consensual, because he knows now that Jane will probably try to do the same thing Cassie did and filed a lawsuit. Now, Jane said yesterday at the end, she told prosecutors that, oh yeah, she's not planning on filing a lawsuit. And I'm like, why would she? Because Diddy is still paying $10,000 a month. And I think Diddy did that to kind of prevent her from, like, to keep her happy so she won't try to file a lawsuit like Cassie did. Because Jane sent the messages saying, and they showed it in courtroom, that you gaslighted me, you know, like Cassie and this and that. I think setting it up in her head, well, Cassie is suing and about to get all this money, I can do the same, right? Diddy preemptively, and I'm just going by how I think he said, look, you know, you don't have to worry about that house, right? Trying to calm her down, like, hey, you know, me and you, we had it, you're cool. You don't gotta worry about a thing. I'm going to continue making these payments to you. Don't worry about a thing. Your house is, to prevent her from filing a lawsuit like Cassie. I'm just putting it out there. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. That he did that, and so right now he's paying 10 grand to this day. He hired her a defense team, and now she's testifying against him still. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But she keeps saying to this day that she loves the guy. And I would keep saying, look, that's on Diddy. Diddy, see, your lifestyle you live, Diddy, you done set yourself up. All these women, some of these women are gold diggers, and they will flip on you in a second if they could see money coming their way. It is what it is. That's the way it goes. You're not going to be the last celebrity that get hit with this stuff, because men are. That's why these older men like Bill Belichick, he got his 24-year-old girlfriend. Leonardo DiCaprio got his young girlfriend. These men, these celebrities, they got money. They want the youngster females, and it's gonna bite them. It's gonna bite them down the road. It's gonna bite them down the road. But Diddy got to take the hit, because Diddy got to take the L, because Diddy, the one invited them in their life, in his life. Want to be freaky like that? That's bound to come with problems. You know, it's bound. You bound to have problems, bro. You know. Let me see. Sharice Brewster says 100. Raze, what it do? So Sharice, you agree that Diddy paid that 10 grand because he like, now she's talking about I was gaslit, like just like you did Cassie. Wait a minute, because she started testifying. Look, what Cassie went through, I'm just finding out. That was like some of the stuff I went through. They actually put it in our head to file this lawsuit. Let me file for a quick 20 million. Let me get a quick 20 million. You know, I'm just bringing y'all what I see, guys. Like I said, they want juror number 6 off of there, the black man off of there. And I've been warning you guys that's watching this, it's not all about the law. It's about the jury. Because if it was all about law, and sex trafficking this, so of course state lines, and so he automatically guilty. Because if he was automatically guilty, the AI would just say, all right, guilty. If it was a trial by judge, the judge would say guilty. This is a trial by jury, 12 jurors with their own mindset. And this one juror number 6, the black man, he has his own mind. He probably don't feel that should be sex trafficking. He probably like, screw the guidelines you guys are telling me about. Screw the instructions I'm getting. That's the person y'all need to be telling, that juror number 6, the law. Anybody that's coming inside this chat telling me, Raze, the law says this, you need to be telling that juror. And I keep telling you guys, keep your eyes on the jury. Those are the most important people inside that courtroom right now. And the prosecutors is not happy with one of them. The black man, juror number 6. Obviously, they believe he is too fond of Diddy. Maybe he's been reacting too happily towards the Diddy's defense as they cross-examine. And they don't like that. Diddy's team likes it. Diddy's team said, no, we object to him being stricken. We object to the black man, juror number 6, being taken off. Yes, it's called jury nullification, says Rabanat. Jojo, hey Diddy, it's a lot cheaper to be a passport bro VIP private freak off cost about 200,000. Shout out. Can you give me Judge's phone number so I can explain to him? Hey, you know what you could do? You could just show up at the court 5:30 in the morning, stand in that line, HMH, go inside, and you scream it out. Now the sheriffs would take you out. They'll escort you out the courtroom. But when the judge walks in, you go ahead and tell him. You explain it to him, HMH, and you see what happens. You know, you can stand up and scream. Judge, I got something to tell you. Judge, I got something to tell you, Judge. They'll escort you out, physically escort you out. But hey, you can do it. You can try. As you can search for his number on the white pages. Yvonne Curry, you crazy Razor. Hey, Yvonne, listen, I'm just here trying to give you guys what I see in when I'm witnessing, guys. You know, hit that like button. Now, this is just like, this testimony is so weird. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer asked her, how high were your heels? Jane says 6 to 7 inches. Usually I wear 3 to 4 inch heels. Oh, God. Diddy's lawyer, you wanted your child to be closer to your child's father, but did the father see the child? So they bringing in the baby father that's been paying $4,700 a month child support. Jane said, what does that have to do with this? So Jane got a little defensive right there. Jane got defensive right there when asked about the her kid. And then at one point, Diddy's lawyer asked about her son, right? And then Jane said, well, can you say my child instead of saying my son? So Jane is getting very, very defensive towards Diddy's defense team when they mention her kid, right? Also, Jane today testified that she took a hit financially when she started dating Puffy, P. Diddy, because she was an Instagram person. She was making money on Instagram. And I guess she was taking a hit financially. So I guess that's why Diddy started paying her money and, you know, trying to, like, you know, he gave her 20 grand to help her clothing line business, stuff like that. Man, what a victim, guys. What a victim. And like I said, you know, what a victim. $150,000 over the past 3 years. Best victim in the world, right? It seems like Jane tried to have her cake and eat it too. And now that she's been brought to the courtroom, she's trying to cry 100% victim. Now I can understand what she's saying, that sometimes she probably didn't really want to do all those freak offs. I understand that with those guys. And the $10,000 was just it's no different than a prostitute that don't want to sleep with a guy for $50, but she feels disgusted doing it because she has to put food on her table. You know what I'm saying? Now that prostitute, she can go get a job. She's in America. It's not like she's in a third world country and there's no job opportunities. And once again, we go back to personal accountability. Oh no, but Raze, no. She was coerced. Well, personal responsibility. Why didn't she just go back to her Instagram stuff she was doing, or do OnlyFans, whatever? You know what I'm saying? And you know why? Because she keep testifying that she was in love with Diddy. So she still wanted to be around Diddy, no matter how freaky he is, no matter how freaky he was, no matter how much she knew he was a drug addict, because you knew he was a drug addict from the beginning. You voluntarily started taking drugs with him. Now, they did ask, I wanted to know how they was going to play the thing about her taking ecstasy on a plane. And I have that testimony and cross-examination of Diddy's lawyer asking her about the plane and about KK, who is Diddy's personal assistant. She might testify. Haran, the KK girl. Because she testified that Karan told her it's okay to carry the ecstasy on a plane. She did it before, and this and that. And Diddy's defense team asked her about that. He asked Jane Doe about that. Diddy's defense team, and Jane Doe. Let me go to. Let me just read it off for you. So I'm paraphrasing. I want to read to you exactly what was said. You know. And I'm trying to understand. Now let me get to it. Because you remember, some of this testimony is not really. You just got to go by her word that she's telling the truth, right? And what do I keep saying? A lot of this stuff that's being testified, there's no real physical evidence or trails. Remember, I said, well, if y'all guys, if the jury want to believe that she actually took the ecstasy on a plane, which I believe that she did take the ecstasy on a plane, so her and Diddy could get high in LA. But there's no records of it because she wasn't stopped by TSA. Now, Diddy's team asked her about you speaking to Haram KK on the phone about taking the ecstasy on the plane. She testified, yeah, she told me that it'll be okay to take it on the plane. She did it, right? Diddy's lawyer fired back saying, well, why don't we see that inside the messages between you and KK? Right? We don't see anything about KK telling you that it's okay to take ecstasy on a plane. She said, oh, because I assure you that it happened, but we spoke on the phone. We didn't put that in the text messages. So, but she told me that on phone. What are y'all guys thinking right there? Now, you can believe her. You can believe her. You want to believe all these women coming up here. But yet again, that's something huge. Another huge piece of testimony with no real hardcore evidence besides somebody saying it happened, right? And Diddy's team is like, in front of those 12 jurors, in front of juror number 6, the black man that they want to remove, that prosecutors want to remove. Hey, she's saying this, jury. She's saying this in front of you, but she has no evidence. Where's the evidence that she actually took ecstasy on a plane and that Diddy and that KK told her to do it? Hell, where's the evidence that Diddy told her to do it? Where's the messages? So that was interesting. Because I was interested to see would Diddy's defense even bring up the drugs on the plane. Cause I'm like, well, you could say that's drug trafficking in its own right, even though it's not for sale. It's not, you're not trying to traffic kilos and put it out on the street a la Pablo Escobar, that type of drug trafficking. It's for their own little personal use, right? But that could be an issue. Diddy's team did bring it up. Where's the text message where's Diddy's text message that told you to bring it on the plane? Maybe she was bringing it for herself. Maybe you was bringing ecstasy for yourself. Now, you put two and two together, you're like, yeah, Diddy told her to do it, right? But that's just like, we can say, yeah, Diddy kind of probably would tell her to do it. But as a juror, juror number 6, maybe he's not buying it. All it takes is one, you know? Appreciate your efforts and consistency, brother. Shout out to you, Juice. I appreciate you for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be fair to both parties. Like I said, I know Diddy is guilty of some stuff. He is guilty of something. We'd rather them charge him outright properly instead of overcharge, but so be it. He is on trial for federal racketeering, and I believe that should be held for like extreme cases like the mob, murders and stuff like that. Like I said, I believe the YSL case is more of a proper case for federal racketeering and stuff like that, even though that was a state case for RICO out there in Atlanta. But it is what it is. Did I miss it? You ever had a chance to interview that disruptive lady from a week or two ago? No, well, no, she's just annoying, Juice, and she's out there always screaming on my line. She's just always around, and she's talking about hit Cash App. She's telling people hit Cash App now. Anybody that asks her about, oh, you the person that got kicked out? My Cash App is, hey, yeah. She just yapping. So I'm not even. I'm not dealing with her. I be trying to avoid her, Juice. You know what I'm saying? Jane attended a freak off in Vegas with Anton and a rapper. She flew out there with Puffy. Defense is going to call that out. Yeah, I know about that. They have been asking her about. I don't know if they got to that question yet. I have in my notes. I got so many notes right now. So who really is Jane Doe? Now, there's been rumors. Y'all can search it. I'm not gonna say it because in this case, I want to go inside that courtroom, and the judge has a basically a gag order. They do not want this lady's name identified, so I'm not going to do it up here. Even though there's rumors out there, but you get banned from that courtroom for doing it. To me, half of them was lying. Says Charlize. Yeah, they're airing out all Diddy's dirt for a whole world can see. Yes, and like I said, a lot of his stuff is very freaky and it is disgusting. It's like his sexual ways and sexual deviancy is foreign to a lot of us. It's like, yo, dog, what's wrong with you? Like, you got a sex addiction. It's like you like to watch your girl get down with other men. To us, it's foreign, but in his world, his brain, his twisted brain, he wants that. And whoever is in his circle, they have to deal with it. I would just say be a grown up and get out of his circle. This lady Jane was 35 years old. Talk about she still loves him to today. I mean, what am I gonna do? If I was Jane's father, I would be trying to tell her to get away from him. If Jane was telling me about her issues, but I don't even think Jane was telling people about her issues because she was collecting that 10 grand and she loved them. I think the only person she was telling about her issues was Diddy, but she continued. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a situation of Cassie where she feared for her life and this and that. It was more of a situation that she kept saying she loved him and that she was getting money from him, 10 grand. That's a her problem, bro. I still don't I don't see. I know the sexual acts she was put through was devious, but she did not have to do it. He wasn't holding a gun to her head. You know, it comes to a point when it's like, come on now, like for 3 years, like, and y'all was separated, and you testified today. Oh, we were missing each other, and we went back. As if I was in law enforcement, I can't come between that. I'm like, you on your own then. I tried to help you. You go back to him. Look, what, like, you want me to put him in jail just to keep you away from him, and you keep telling me that you love him. He's not abusing you. That one time you said he hit you because you hit him. Like, I wash my hands. I can't be going back. I can't be coming in between you and this guy's nonsense. Because it's freakish. Y'all guys do you. Y'all guys do you. You know. Like, why am I even involved in this? Jane tells court she still loves Sean Diddy Combs. Under cross-examination, okay, it's under former Sean Combs' girlfriend testifying under Jane testified that she still loves Combs. You know, I loved when we would make love and said he wanted me. Jane testified. He would say things like he never wanted me to leave and so many nice, loving things. Asked about hotel nights, sexual encounters with male prostitutes that she previously described as evil, Jane told the court the affection and the lovemaking were parts that she liked. You're a 35-year-old woman. She's a 35-year-old woman. Like, that was something that you really enjoyed and craved, defense attorney Tanae Garagas asked. That was truly the only thing I enjoyed about the nights, Jane testified. Did you feel like these nights satisfied him? Diddy's lawyer asked. Did you feel these nights satisfied him? All right. Yes, I did. Jane told the court. Jane testified she wanted to be sexy for Sean Diddy Combs, recalling a trip to Turks and Caicos early in their relationship. He led me into a bedroom and there was an array of outfits, Jane told the court. I would say he initiated the tone of the wardrobe of these nights. Diddy's lawyer asked, it was a mix of him choosing outfits and you choosing outfits. You know, this is just like stuff that to me, half of them was lying accessories, free Puff Daddy. They want to remove a black juror for what? Now, they sealed that. Now, I do know Diddy's team said, no, keep the black juror number 6. Keep juror number 6. Now, I don't think they removed the juror yet. It's going to be the judge's decision. Your guess is as good as mine. Normally, when they actually remove a juror, remain confident, it's because they feel that juror is going to be troublesome towards their outcome that they want. The prosecutors want a guilty, right? They believe that the black juror number 6 is going to be a problem when it comes time for that verdict. And according to, normal times when they do, whether the defense or prosecutors do ask for a removal to stricken the juror, is because they're not following the court's guidelines. They're not following the court's instructions in the case. Now, Diddy's team think juror number 6 is they think he's just fine. They said keep him. We object to that. Obviously, the prosecutors did not like maybe his facial expressions. Maybe he was the one cheering on Brian Steele when Brian Steele was cross-examining Mia last week. And there was reports that the jury, not all the jurors, but the jury, say just jury in general, was pretty much, nodding their heads and, as, Diddy's defense was blasting the alleged victim on the thing, and I think they probably want him removed because of that. They think that he probably likes Diddy. I mean, I mean, what else am I going to say? He likes Diddy. I mean, who's that woman last week kept shouting out she wants somebody to pee on her? Puff Daddy need rehab as well. Yeah, P. Diddy is a freak. I would never hang out with that dude. A lot of people in the entertainment industry probably, want to stay clear with him. They probably knew how he was. But is Jay's testimony enough to give him life in prison? When she keeps saying now she loves him. Is that life in prison for what he did to Jane? Paying her $10,000, paying $150,000 over 3 years, having her engage in freak offs with other men. She did it voluntarily. Ultimately, yeah, she would protest it a bit, but she still did it voluntarily without a gun to her head. She still says she loved him. Now, like I said, if she felt that it was really being forced upon her, why does she keep telling in this courtroom that she still loves him? Wouldn't a real victim be like, I hate this guy ruined my life, this guy forced me into all these sex acts. I thought I loved him back then. I loved him in the beginning until he kept trying to get me to do all these sex acts. I had to stop going there because of that. I hate this guy now. I don't love him. She keeps saying to this day she still loves him. She's trying to have her cake and eat it too. That's why I don't like that. Which one is it? Were you forced 100%? Were you doing it because of your love for him? Were you just doing it because of the money, the $10,000 you had to pay your rent? Stop saying you love them. See, it'll make it look more like coercion if she like, I don't love the guy no more. I hate this guy. I avoid him. I'm turning down his money. This guy forced me to do all these sexual acts with these weird old men. He's a weirdo. That would be more believable. But she keeps talking about how she love him. Now, and so today, today in the court, she keeps talking about how she love him. So juror number 6 was removed. So Pam says juror number 6 was removed. So I didn't have the update, so I'm gonna take your word for it. So juror number 6 was removed. Like I said, I did the live stream the other day saying the jury was cheering on the Diddy's defense. And now, well, like I said, I want to get, I'm going to take your word for it, but I haven't seen that. But you're saying juror number 6 was removed. The black juror was removed, guys. That's huge right there. Follow the jury. The jurors is the most important people really inside that courtroom. Besides, of course, Diddy and the, I guess the judge. But I believe the jurors is even more important than the judge right now, because the judge is not going to be the one make the decision on guilt. He's just going to be the one sentencing Diddy. Man, only the younger generation doesn't know, but these acts isn't something new. It's been going on since the 60s. Yeah, and people talk about, the Playboy Mansion. Now, Hugh Hefner has since died. But, obviously he was paying those girls to go to the Playboy Mansion. Were those girls coerced for money? Maybe, of course, they probably had some bills to pay. They say, well, let's go to the Playboy Mansion. He wants us to be there. He's paying us a salary and this and that. We got bills to pay. If we stop coming here and sleeping with Hugh Hefner doing these sex acts, we're not going to get paid no more. And, so was that coercion? I mean, just going through some more of my notes, see if anything interesting. Diddy did the Romeo pimp on her. She loved him until Young Miami came into the picture. Yeah, I seen something about the Young Miami stuff, but she still loves him to today. So she never stopped loving him, because she testified today in court on cross-examination and yesterday that she still loves him till today. Free Diddy domestic violence statute of limitations expired. Being a swinger or a freak is not a crime, and some people would agree with you. I think he's disgusting. I think what he asks for females to do is disgusting. It's not something I would want. but that's his own twisted head. Now, are you saying that that's a crime? Being a twisted, sick freak, is that a crime? If it's not underage people you're doing it with, these are consenting adults. Now, you can say prostitution is illegal. I said charge them with prostitution. Now, if you charge them with sex trafficking, and those was grown people flying to, shouldn't the prostitutes be charged with sex trafficking too? Because if it wasn't for the prostitutes, he won't be able to pay people to fly across state lines. And those are grown prostitutes, male and female, flying across state lines to get paid back and forth. They're not being threatened. They weren't kidnapped and put into baskets behind in the car to cross state lines to perform these sex duties, charge them with prostitution. So those prostitutes should be charged just like Diddy with sex trafficking, because they are getting paid. They are engaging in sex trafficking themselves. They are voluntarily being trafficked. They are on Backpage, putting themselves out there as sex workers. Nobody is holding them hostage and telling those prostitutes to do that. So shouldn't they be charged with sex trafficking also? Maybe juror number 6 felt the same way I felt, and the prosecutors was not liking it, and they decided that, hey, he got to go. Hit that like button, guys. Now, this says striking a juror, meaning removing a juror, may either for cause of preemptory. For cause means the veneer member has demonstrated a bias or unwillingness to follow the court's instruction, or the law has some other legal impediment to service as Hurir, Hurir, whatever the hell that means, such as family or close relationship to a party or attorney involved in the case, or a financial interest in the outcome. Preemptory strikes or strikes a party can use for any reason other than racial, sexual, religious, or other prohibited prejudice. Each side gets a limited but equal number of preemptory strikes. If a juror is stricken, it means that the juror stricken cannot serve as a juror in that particular case. So somebody in the chat said the juror number 6, the black man, was removed. Diddy's team said don't remove him, but I take your word if you said he was removed. Hit that like button. What juror 6 do? Like I said, I had reports that Diddy has won over the jury. Obviously, they did not like the mannerisms of juror number 6 while Diddy's team was cross-examining, or they did not like, I guess, what he's been saying during questioning, or as they're giving instructions on how to judge this trial. They thought that the juror number 6 was going to be problematic to the outcome of the FEDS wishes. Now, the defense has a chance to get rid of a juror also if they feel a juror is going to be problematic. They have a certain amount of jurors that they can do that, right? It was part of the process, but they wanted, Diddy's team wanted that juror number 6 to stay. Remember the nodding of the head? Diddy was nodding his head. Maybe it was the juror number 6, the black man. And juror number 6 was like, yeah, Diddy, yeah, your lawyer, yeah, your lawyer's nailing this lying person on a thing. And the jurors, really not, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be more stoic, not really supposed to show emotion. This process helps attorneys weed out the unfavorable jurors by allowing the attorneys to strike the juror. This calls for attorneys to heavily consider the information provided by the juror and determine whether a strike is necessary or not. The striking process can lead to a jury that is overall favorable to your case if done carefully. During jury selection, each juror is given a number. Traditionally, striking jurors is done based on the number of the juror. This system allows attorneys to develop a striking strategy easily because you know exactly who the next juror will be. For example, if juror number 4 is the one that you want, you know that they will come after 1 through 3. All right. Hit that like button, kaboom. Guess who stepped in the room? My guy, Future World Films in the building. Shout out to you, bro. You said Harlem always come home. So you're saying Diddy is coming home. He's coming home. Tell the world he's coming home. Wipe away all the... Shout out to Miko. Miko, yeah, yesterday, once I found out that the guy, the judge wasn't going to make a decision on the mistrial yesterday, it was rainy yesterday too. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not even going to deal with the case. I was going to come live late last night, but I just was doing some other stuff. I said I'd come back live today. The prosecutors are like some of the other jurors and some people on social media. The prosecutors don't like Diddy. Yeah, that's obvious. The prosecutors don't like Diddy. Right? Law is important. Law is most important in the courts of law. Diddy not important anymore. Even if he gets off and that free, he is a nobody after this, says Kim Shepard. Well, people will agree with you, Kim. People will agree with you, Kim. Most women get paid for pleasure. Future World Film says, yes, you're right. Shout out to you, Ken. Is dismemberment legal? I don't know. Zadbat, she called this man a cuck, a crackhead, and has messed up gums. She hates him. Now she has mixed emotions. Definitely loved the good times with him. But after finding all this out, she taking shots at him. But she knew he was a cokehead. She knew he was an addict, and she testified before, like when she first met him. So that's once again personal responsibility. If I'm getting with a girl, right, and if I find out this girl is an addict, I can't date her and then start doing drugs with her and then be complaining, saying, "Oh, I could complain. I'm like, man, you made me a crackhead. I started doing drugs because of you and this and that. But I knew you was I'm not into drugs, but I knew this girl was into drugs. So Raze, I had to take personal accountability for me getting involved with a girl that I knew was a cokehead. I mean, it is what she's 35 years old, and she's still saying she loves him to this day. Buff gonna write a book later and get super paid. He will always be someone famous. Now, Future World Films, now that they got rid of this juror that more than likely was on Diddy's side, does this has to hurt the Diddy defense? Because I kept saying, look at the jury. Look at the jury. No matter about the test, look at the jurors. You had one that the prosecution thought was favorable towards Diddy. Now they were able to get rid of that. Juror number 6, if that's true. I'm gonna confirm it. I'm just going by, what somebody said in the chat, but I don't have confirmation on that. But if it's confirmed that the prosecution was able to get juror number 6 removed, and Diddy's team did not want juror number 6 removed, that's a huge win. No matter what else is being testified to today, that's a huge win because they were able to remove a hostile juror that was hostile towards the prosecutors. There's no other way around it. I keep saying follow the jury. So right now, no matter what else is being testified and cross-examined, getting that juror removed was a huge victory for the prosecutors because, to me, that juror was on the side of Diddy. Now, it could have changed. He could have, they did not like, I mean, that's just my opinion. What is your opinion? I'm going to let y'all guys tell y'all opinion. Yeah, I believe that juror was on the side of Diddy as the reason why they got rid of that juror. But the Diddy's defense team didn't want to get rid of him. No matter how the jury feels, they shouldn't show their hands. They need to keep it to themselves. I see people concerned about Diddy's sexuality, but they blank themselves. Should it matter? Ray Johnson. No, it shouldn't matter. I mean, it is. He is a weirdo, but like I said, society is not really into all of that freakish stuff that he's been doing. And it is weird that he would like to keep doing this stuff and having a girl do 4 men in a night and this and that is very weird. But that's when she was like, she should have been like, I don't love you no more. Don't call me no more. I'm done with you. I mean, what? I mean, you know, what else can I say? I mean, I'm not trying to be in people's bedrooms. I'm not trying to police people's bedrooms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got time. I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Juror number 6 probably want to do music. Oh man. Thank you for subscribing, Ken. I appreciate anybody that hasn't subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm following this Diddy trial, guys. You know what I'm saying? Unbiased over here. Unbiased. I'm telling you like it is. If they were able to remove juror number 6, this is a win for the prosecutors. The jury is the most important people inside this case. If they are able to remove a hostile juror, then congratulations to them. They won. They won today because they got rid of that juror. They got rid of somebody that probably, let's say if the 11 other jurors was going to find Diddy guilty of racketeering and S trafficking, they got rid of the one potential person that they didn't like that might say not guilty because he wants a record deal. Bad boy. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Just keeping it real. But keeping it real in today's society, they want you to go one way for Diddy. They want you to go one way against Diddy. If you play the middle, or if you say anything that might say, "Oh, Diddy had a good day," "Oh, you're Diddy bopping." If you say anything that the prosecutors had a good day, "Oh, you're hating on Diddy." So, but I try to keep it. I try to just quote it like I see it. I do not believe this Jane Doe person is a victim at all. I believe Cassie. You would have more of an argument for Cassie being a victim, even though she stayed so long, 13 years. That's the issue with these victims. But I can see how she would be more of a victim because she went through more physical abuse. I can see how she probably was. She feared for her life and didn't want to leave because of that. So, but once again, it's not a Bruce case, but I believe they should have pressed charges on Diddy for abuse. I said that from the beginning. I said they should have got him on. They should have filed charges for S assault. Me Too movement. You can still do it. Statute of limitations. And they should have pressed charges in Cassie's behalf. And I believe they would have had a great case. But they went the nuclear bomb route. They went the nuclear option. They went federal RICO, which really is kind of like really was designed for the mob, the mobsters, you know, using their rackets to gain profit. Now, I don't believe now with the sex trafficking. Now, if it was more like like he's hiring these sex workers, right? Or they're bringing in sex workers and he pimping them out to people that those freak offs, and the people that are sleeping with these prostitutes are paying Diddy. Let's say some of the people at those freak offs is paying Diddy for those prostitutes, paying Diddy $100 each, or $500 each prostitute he ships in. Yeah, I mean now you can talk about hardcore pimping. Now you can make a case for sex trafficking. You're trafficking people so you can make profit. That wasn't the case. Basically, he was engaging in prostitution. Charged him with that. But like I said, man, it is what it is. I'm really surprised these jealous girls didn't cut off the Diddy member while he was asleep. Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, this Jane said she was jealous. She attacked him because she was jealous. That means she was really in love with him. And you can't keep saying she was coerced because she was jealous. She kept hitting him up, even when they break up, going back. It's like, bro, I mean, like everything can't be a crime. They try to make every single thing a crime in society. Oh my God. Sometimes people just make awful decisions and they got to live with it. You know what I'm saying? And really, I don't even know how awful the decision was because she's still getting paid 10 grand a month to this day from him. $150,000 over 3 years. And she's collected $44,700 from her baby daddy that she testified today. So really, this is the government way to get him They knew he was not going for what they were saying, says Kilbrand. Yeah, but Diddy gave Juror 6 away. He got excited when he thought it was going his way, then effed up. So his nodding towards the jurors, they probably looked at the, I don't know, they had, well, you know, cameras is not allowed in there, but I'm quite sure they have their own camera or their own personal use, you know, security cameras, whatever. They probably was able to look at that. And Diddy was nodding at the juror. Maybe juror number 6 was nodding back or something like that. I don't know. And that's probably the reason. But it was sealed, so we, you know, we don't know exactly why, you know, he was removed. Diddy still could potentially walk. What about that juror getting removed? A juror that was more than likely in favor of Diddy being removed, T. Davis. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And it will, with that juror getting removed, would that influence the other jury, the jurors? Would they say, well, we can't show that we have any favor in Diddy? Would that intimidate the other jurors to come to a decision for the feds? These people are human. These people are human. You better play by the feds rules, or you get dismissed. Play by the prosecution rules, you get dismissed. Maybe that's a little bit of intimidation from the feds or the prosecutors to the jury, the other jurors. All right, juror 6, to my knowledge, is still in the court. All right. So Ravens fan said juror 6 to my, all right, thank you. So we got, so you know what? I'm not gonna put it out there that juror 6 was removed. The prosecutor requested juror 6 be removed, but so I'm gonna hold off on that. Because I'm not sure. One person said he has been removed. You just said he hasn't. So I'm gonna just leave it to there was a request for removal. And the defense said, nope, keep the black man, juror number 6. This should be only a domestic violence case. The feds, I think it should be domestic violence. Like, here's how I would have played it. And they would have had a good case. They would have got some years for Diddy. I would have got him on, if y'all still worried about the prostitution and his freaky nature, get him on prostitution charges, right? Because prostitution is illegal, right? And say, get him on prostitution, get him on domestic battery, get him on assault, straight up assault. And because of the statute of limitation, because they're gonna have to file, get him on sexual assault because Cassie said that he sexually assaulted her, right? Now y'all guys gonna believe it or not, but those are the charges they should have brung forward. Whether be the state of New York or the feds, they want to do it. I think dropping the atomic bomb, which is the federal RICO racketeering, that's opening up a Pandora's box, a can of worms. They can use that on anybody now. You know, just put everything inside one thing. You know what I'm saying? And people keep asking, where's the RICO? Oh, that's RICO. That must be RICO. Is that RICO? Is that RICO? People don't know. People don't like, what's the RICO? We have lawyers. We have professional lawyers going on Fox News saying, I don't understand, where's the RICO? So what is the RICO? At least with the mob, you pretty much know racketeering, the rackets, you know, extorting companies, you know, the docks, they control the docks, they sanitation and stuff like that. You know what they do, right? It's well documented. Murder for hire and all types. You know, what's like, is this federal RICO racketeering a stretch? That's what I'm saying. Now, I believe he's guilty on stuff, but you know, it's like, it could be a stretch. I don't believe this is life in prison type stuff. He's facing 15 years of life in prison. It's like, we've seen murderers get 15 years, 20 years, you know. All right, Combs used rent money kind of as a little tool, Jane said. Jane confirmed that when she moved into her rented home in April 2023, Sean Diddy Combs paid $40,000 up front to cover the security deposit and the rent for first month and the last month. Defense attorney Tanae Garagos pointed out that the landlord already possessed several months of rent payments in case Combs ever decided to stop paying the rent. Diddy's lawyer suggested Combs indicated that he was also open to paying 3 months more of Jane's rent when they were about to break up. Okay. Diddy's lawyer asked Jane if she ever believed Combs would stop paying her rent. She says, there were some times that I definitely felt that he would do that, Jane said, and he used it kind of as a little tool. The rent was always just a little reminder. And they have a reminder here. Jane, who dated Combs from 2021 to 2024, 3 years, guys, testified last week as part of a 2-year love contract she entered into with him in 2023. Combs agreed to give her $10,000 monthly that she used on rent for a new home. She moved into the rented house in April 2023, and Combs still pays for rent till this day, she testified. Guys, what are we doing here? What a victim. She decided, she decided to go along with the program and be freaky with Freaky Diddy. I mean, yeah, it's sickening what you hear the testimony, like, well, yo, bro, why you keep wanting her to do this and do this with these other men? It's sickening to us. It's sickening. It was sickening to her, but she did it. Nancy Reagan, just say no. You didn't say no because you wanted the money. And not just the money. We got to stop saying it's the money, because she keeps saying to this day that she loved him. She was in love with that dude. So she was in love with his freak off lifestyle. She was in love with his crackhead, or whatever drugs he was doing. Not, I'm going to say crack, but his whatever drugs he was taking lifestyle. She loved him. She had no problem with it. She keeps saying she was in love with the guy. So it's not like she just saying that about the money. She keeps saying, she keeps adding, she loves him. That's her problem. When you love him, that means you are accepting that he's a freak. You are accepting that he's a weirdo. You are accepting that he's love to get high. You are accepting that he likes to swing, that he likes to watch you have sex with other men. You love him. How can you love a guy like that? Well, she does. It still does to this day. Why am I involved in this as an authority? Holmes talked earlier about his polyamorous dating, but I wanted him to be mine, Jane said. All right, judge has denied to remove the juror. Okay, so Ravens fan, all right, I'll take your word. So the judge has denied to remove the juror. Thank you for that update. So I'm just going to do, all right. So Diddy, that's a win. So I can't say I win. I cannot say a win for the prosecutors. I can't say, because that's a win for Diddy's team. Like I said, I suspected, and has like others suspected, that Diddy has won over the jury. Now, I'm not saying all jurors, but one. So at least now, when I did that live stream, now I have backup for what I was being told when I was down in front of the courthouse, right? From people that was inside the courtroom, that the jury, and they don't mean the whole jury, but a couple of people on the jury was cheering on Diddy's defense team, Brian Steele, as he was cross-examining. And because of that, the prosecution don't like it. So they want to remove the juror that more than likely, that probably was the one, the black guy, juror number 6, he probably was like showing too much glee as Diddy's defense team was doing the cross-examination. When whatever Diddy wanted to do with her from the start, if she was down with it, she could have walked away. Yes, 100%. 100%, guys. Hit that like button. If they can't get KK, it's a wrap, says, now, they got KK listed as a co-conspirator now, according to reports. I can't see how she won't be called to testify. It seemed like, but the thing is, with the whole, remember, I just read that, this Jane said the Karam, the KK girl, is the one told her it'd be all right to take the ecstasy on the plane, and that she did it. And Diddy's lawyer says, wait a minute, where is that inside the text messages between you and KK? We don't see that here. And then Jane Doe said, well, we had the conversation on the phone. We didn't write that in text messages. So now that's just another thing for the jury to want to have to decide on. Do they believe Jane Doe? And she says she took the ecstasy on a plane, right? And do y'all want to consider that drug trafficking? Now, it's a crime to take drugs on planes. We all know that. Now, do y'all want to consider that drug trafficking? Is that big of a deal? It was for their own personal use. That's up for the jury to decide. It's not drug trafficking in the sense of, like I said, carry kilos on a plane to take to LA to put on the streets of Compton, to sell on the streets of Compton for profit. It wasn't that. It was to take some ecstasy, so on a plane to take to the hotel in LA so her and Diddy could get high. Hit the like button. Anybody new to the channel, guys? This is turned into a very interesting. I'm telling you, it's going to be a photo finish, guys. And that juror number 6 is still on that on that jury. All eyes on the jury. When it comes time for the verdict, it's going to be very, very interesting, guys. You guys got to hit that like button. And I want to thank you, Extreme Traveler, for that $10 through the Cash App. I highly appreciate you. Thank you for the Cash App donation, Extreme Traveler. Great coverage. Thank you. Thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate you. And anybody else want to donate? You're more than free. Feel free. The Cash App is pinned to the top of this chat. I appreciate you. Everyone, please hit the like button. Says Yvonne Curry. I appreciate you, Yvonne Curry. Diddy on trial for being blank and freaky. Let this man go. Fed screwed up. Authentically, Lala. Do you think Diddy will take the stand? This is very interesting because soon after the prosecutors are finished with their witnesses, Diddy's team is going to put their case out there for why Diddy is innocent of this. I have no idea. Now, Suge Knight thinks Diddy should take the stand. Suge Knight thinks Diddy should take the stand. Now, you know, Suge Knight is serving time in prison, 25 to life for murder or manslaughter out there inside LA. But he thinks Diddy should take the stand. I don't think he will because I don't think they will want the prosecutors to be able to cross-examine Diddy. He might say something stupid or act too arrogant, you know what I'm saying, on the stand in front of the juries, in front of the jurors. They might not want to put him inside that position. Suge Knight was saying, look, he should go on the stand and show some remorse and say he's an addict and that he needs help and this and that. Throw himself at the mercy of the jurors. So we'll see, though. We'll see. T. Davis, I believe you're absolutely right. Sad but true, says Yvonne Curry. Diddy was working with undercover cops back in the day. Those cops were making money. Security, Zeb, if there was no money involved in all this, Diddy would be good, but it was just too much money being passed around so you can make a case for bribery and coercion. Yes, I mean, you're right. I mean, Zeb, you're right. I mean, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do, but with the juror number 6, is juror number 6 buying that? Is that like, you can make the case for it, but it really does the jury really care? Like me, if I was in a jury, do I care? Like, I don't really care about that. I care more, and that's what I'm saying. Do I feel comfortable helping the feds prove this as far as RICO? Do I care about that? No, I don't care. If I was a juror, I would care more about abuse, which unfortunately this is not an abuse case. I think Diddy is disgusting for doing that. I would find him guilty for that. I've been told y'all that. If I want to find him guilty for assault, if I believe Cassie, if I wanted to find him guilty, if it was more evidence of the other people, not lies, if it was evidence, they got to have some hardcore evidence. It can't be just his word versus hers, but I would find him guilty. All this other stuff about coercion, no. I would find him not guilty because, like, I don't care. Because really, he's facing 15 years of life, and really, that's not really the bribery thing with the $20,000. That was awful what he did. If y'all want to believe that he threatened Cassie's mom to release the photos or the freak offs, they did wire him the money, $20,000. But then he sent it back. So he had to change her heart. You know, I mean, he wired the money back to Cassie's dad a week later. So it's like, all right, he did do it, but it was remedy. I mean, he sent the money back. Now, am I putting the guy in jail for life? That like, oh, it's like that's why I wish the charge. If I was in the jury, I wish the charges wasn't federal racketeering RICO, because I'll be able to nail him if it was more centered towards abuse and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But and he would have got a bunch of jail time for that. Now you're running the risk of overcharging and the jury's not buying what you're selling. I mean, that's just me, you know. And that's juror number 6, the black guy, you know. He probably feel the same way I feel. Now, I don't know what juror number 8 feel. I don't know what juror number 9 feel. But I do know that juror number 6, according to the prosecutors, according to their worries, by them wanting to kick off juror number 6, I feel that he's, so far, he is on the side of Diddy. L.A. Wilkes, the Thin Black Line is in the building. Shout out to my guy, Thin Black Line channel. L.A. Wilkes. Juror number 6 is a bad boy for life, says Dre Smith. Diddy work with them undercover cops to, right, yeah, no, we're not going to get into that. Diddy should take the stand. Diddy should take the stand if asked. He can sway the room. His motivational speeches are second to none in the industry. Oh, so you're thinking that, well, Suge Knight seemed to agree with you. Now, I would, if I was the defense, I would be worried about being, see, if he were just allowed to speak without any cross-examination, but that won't be allowed. If he goes up there, the prosecution is going to get their time to cross-examine him. And that could be disastrous. Now, in a perfect world for the defense, if he were just allowed to say his motivational speeches and sway the jury like that without any cross-examination from the prosecutors, then yeah, but that'll be risky. 2 felony gun charges filed off serial number, says yeah, and that's going to be an issue with the jury. And that's going to be an issue. Now, we all know the charges. Let's be honest. When it comes down to this stuff, when the jury make their decision, do the jury care? That's the that thing. It might sound like Raze. You're not talking in legal terms. I don't. Do the jury care about the scratched off serial numbers? Do the jury care about Jane and her $10,000 payments felt that she was coerced into doing sex acts? Do they care about that? Why? Do they care about the crying and the whining? And I'm just calling the spade a spade. Juror number 6 seems like he don't. And that's all that matters. All you need is one. Juror number 6 is going to be a problem for the prosecution. And that need to be the lead story on everybody's YouTube channel, CNN, MSNBC. That juror number 6 needs to be the lead story. Because that shows that the prosecutors are worried about, man, we think we got this in the bag, but this guy, this juror number 6, this black guy, he is not cooperating. He is not following the program. This mother effer Diddy, he just might walk because of this juror number freaking 6. All this hard work. This guy, juror number 6, is going to throw a monkey wrench into our case. We thought we had a slam dunk case. We got the court of public opinion. We proved Diddy is a weirdo. We proved Diddy is a freak. We prove he's abusive. Surely the jurors is going to side with us and find Diddy guilty. But damn it, juror number 6 seems to be looking like he's Diddy bopping. Hit that like button, guys. Anybody new to the channel? I appreciate all the new subs. Holmes talked early of polyamorous, polyamorous dating, but I wanted him to be mine. Describing a time when Jane still was getting to know Sean Diddy Combs, she testified she was with him in Miami before he bought her a pair of shoes, a Bottega Veneta bag, and bracelet. During the trip, he explained to her that he had a polyamorous dating lifestyle. Jane said she didn't mind at first because she didn't mind about, Diddy told her about he liked to have polyamorous, meaning multiple girls, right? And she didn't mind at first because they were getting to know each other, but it became difficult once she had deeper feelings for Combs. I was feeling my man and wanted him to be mine, she said. Jane also said she felt there was an imbalance in the treatment she got from Combs in comparison to how he treated the other girls. Guys, she's no victim. 35-year-old. He told us out up front that you're just not going to be the only lady. He told her. You say, oh, he tricked Jane. He tricked her. How? How did he trick Jane? He told her up front. He told her up front, you're not going to be my only girl. She fell in love. He didn't trick her. He told her. He told her. He paid her. He gave her gifts. He showered her with gifts. She said, I'll have more of that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll sleep with Paul. I'll sleep with John. In the beginning, she didn't mind it because it made her happy. It made Diddy happy. And then all of a sudden, now, I can see her getting tired of it. Believe me, I can. I can see her not wanting to do it anymore. She wanted to just be with Diddy. I totally understand that. But he said, no, he still wants you to sleep with the other men. That was time for you to say, all right, this relationship is over. Simple. Move on. You're not going to be close to Diddy no more. You're not going to be close to his money no more. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to break off that celebrity lifestyle. I know it's hard to break off the $10,000 payments. I know. But you said you don't like having sex with, you don't like his sexual raise anymore, right? You did at first. You don't like it anymore, then leave. Leave that lifestyle. Personal accountability, personal responsibility. Am I talking foreign? Am I bugging? Am I high? No, I'm not high because I don't get high. That getting the 20 million from Cassie mom, the 20,000 from Cassie mom was for Diddy hooking Cassie and Cuddy to do a cut, but Cuddy was smashing Cassie, so Diddy wanted money back, but he returned it. Yeah, Ray Johnson. Yeah, like I said, man, this. He returned the money. He returned the money back. It's like, and like I was saying last week, it seems like the Feds is trying to get Diddy on stuff that happened to these victims allegedly. That's pretty much been reconciled, with these already reconciled and handled already, whether by lawsuits or payouts or just like they let it go. Yeah, Kid Cudi car and Kid Cudi, well, that haven't been reconciled. But like I said, if I was in a jury, yeah, I say, yeah, Diddy burnt that man car, but can I force Diddy to pay the money, for damages? I mean, am I giving 15 years? Now, if Kid Cudi was in the car, he tried to burn him alive, yeah, then we give him life. But I mean, if burning somebody's car is worth 15 years of life, well, The protesters out in LA. You see how many cars are being burned out there? Are they getting life in prison for that? But see, I think what happens over here in this channel, I think I just put the facts out there, and I think I do too much common sense out there. Because people don't really want to believe in common sense anymore. They just want to pick a side, and they want to just stick to that side. And no matter if it don't make any sense, if there's no common sense involved, as long as it buries their opponent or buries a guy that they think that they hate, they don't like his freakish, sexy ways, they don't like something about him, even if it doesn't make sense what's being said in that courtroom, they're gonna buy it. Because Jane was okay with hotel night video recording, she says in cross-examination. Jane confirmed that she was okay with the hotel nights being filmed and that Sean Diddy Combs told her the videos were just for the two of them. You put on a good show for him in these videos because you knew he would watch them back, defense attorney said. Jane said yes. Defense attorney suggested that Jane liked watching the videos back with Combs, but Jane said she just accepted that. I did not like that part, but it was just a part of the relationship, Jane said. For 3 years, she was in a relationship with him. I mean, now you want to come crying, is like, oh, you're bad. You can cry, but you're bad. I mean, and it's really not her bad because she's still getting paid 10 grand and she's still today saying she loved him. You're bad for falling in love with him, with a freak creep. All right. It could be others in favorable of Diddy, but not showing it. Yeah, it could be others on that jury in favorable of Diddy and not showing it. But all it takes is one to throw it off. See, you could have 11 in favorable jurors, and all you need is one to be favorable. And if those 11 others can't convince the one to side with them to find them guilty, the prosecution is screwed. Jane says she felt like she only met 10% of her earnings potential while dating Sean Diddy Combs. Jane confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs sent her money throughout their relationship, and most of the time she didn't even ask for it. Defense attorney asked if the total amount Combs wired her was more than $150,000. I never really counted, but I would assume yeah. That would be close. $150,000 to this victim. Guys, $150,000 to this victim. Hit that like button. $150,000 to a victim. Could have fooled me. Jane said that when she met Combs in 2020, she was making money from Instagram influencing and also received $4,700 per month in child support. What a time to be a victim, right? Once she was with Combs, she said she couldn't devote time to influencing and felt like she only met 10% of her earning potential during their relationship. What a victim. Woman will still stay on knowing you have other women. Even I know that. Yes, well, Elgin, well, that's on her. What do you want me to do? Like I said, she wasn't 16, she wasn't 17, she wasn't 18. It wasn't an R. Kelly situation. R. Kelly and it wasn't an R. Kelly and who else situation? R. Kelly, what's that? The girl that died. The plane crash. Rest in peace to her. You know, the artist that died. It wasn't that type of situation. Jane knew what time it was she got paid for services. It's still to this day. And really, over the past few months when Diddy was in jail, she hasn't had to do that. She hasn't had to do the freak offs with other men. She still get paid 10 grand. Now, I believe Diddy did that, so she won't file a lawsuit like Cassie. Because, you know, you can see the dollar sign. You know, she's seen the dollar signs once Cassie filed the lawsuit. She's like, wait a minute. Hey, I can say that all of that stuff happened to me, too. And Diddy knew that. That's why Diddy said, you know what? Hey, don't worry about that house. You know, I'm going to continue to pay you that 10 grand. And Diddy right now, yeah, my fault, guys. Yeah, you know, technical problems. But everybody hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. I'm in the mood for love. Ray Johnson. Uh, everybody, if this is your first time here, punch that like button. Yeah, my fault, guys, for that technical difficulty. But you know, like I said, guys, I don't know how this is going to go 100%, but it's a good move. It was a good move to try to get this juror off. It was a good move by the feds to try to get the juror off, but according to somebody in the chat, they said that the judge has denied it. So that's a huge win for the Diddy team. So Diddy's team can have some hope now that that juror might be siding with Diddy when it comes time for that verdict. He's Diddy bopping. If he paid her rent for 3 years, he paid her well over $300,000. Yeah, I don't know about the full 3 years. Exactly. She stayed on knowing that's yes, or so on her. A kid doesn't need $4,700 a month in child support. She was getting that. She was getting that money. If he's paying her rent for 3 years, he paid her well over. Yeah, like I said, well, they used to say around 150 grand. So probably wasn't. He probably didn't start doing it that first year. Yes, Yvonne, tell him to tap that like button. Jane knew what it was. She got paid for her services. It was fouled of the clips, not the guns. They always blame a random black guy, says Brett Bruce him too. Yeah, the judge dismissed the mistrial. Yeah, but follow the jury. It's all about the jurors. The jurors. The jurors. They can have everything against Diddy, but they need that juror number 6 to cooperate. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys from the beginning. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys from the beginning. They can have everything against Diddy, but it don't matter if the jury not buying it. And all you need is 1 or 2, and it has to be anonymous. It can't be a hung jury. If that one juror number 6 and who else knows is Diddy bopping on in that jury, they could throw this whole thing off. Shout out to you guys. I'm gonna come back live a little bit later on. I'm gonna have another update. I'm gonna have a live stream from the travel space also. So shout out to everybody for watching. I'm gonna be back live. I'm gonna have some future updates from inside that courtroom. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Extreme Travel, for the Cash App donation. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see what happens. I have another update on the rest of the testimony, the cross examination, throughout the rest of the evening, and I'll be back with you guys later on. Salute.